Hi, Chelsea Franklin, head of the Franklin Team Remax Alliance. I try to do a video a week discussing what I'm seeing happen in the market. When we bring on lenders, I just do general market updates from NAR or from the Colorado Real Estate Commission. What's our economy doing? Whatever. So the objections that I'm getting this week from investor clients and clients looking for a new primary residence or just their first time home buyers is the fear that the Colorado economy has been so good for so long. We are due for a tank. We are going to absolutely crash. And at that time, I'm going to be ready and I'm going to buy all the houses at a super low purchase price. And it's going to be great. I'm going to buy low, sell high, which okay, great. That's the dream scenario. But the thing is we don't have a crystal ball. So nobody knows what's going to happen. We know interest rates are at below 4%. I just had an investor too, which investor rates are a little bit higher, lock in a rate at 4.25, which is insane. I have been acquiring properties for the past couple years. I have about 20 and everything I own is on a 5 to 6% interest rate. And at that time, that was pretty good. But it's all time value of money. So now I've got all these assets and now I'm refinancing them into lower rates, which just makes my cash flow that much better. It was good to start with, and now it's just even better because I'm saving money on that little part of the puzzle, which is the interest rate. But multiple puzzle pieces into the whole picture, which is your taxes, HOA payment, expenses to maintain and hold the property, insurance, you have to carry flood insurance, and that all just encompasses your monthly expenses on a house. So the objection for a buyer wanting to buy with a purchase price that's so low and we're just all sitting there waiting for it to shift, and the Colorado economy, it's been so healthy for so long. We've seen exponential growth over the past 8 years. Within the past 5 years, we've seen homes appreciate 50% in certain cities like Thornton, Arvada. The North Metro is primarily where I work. So within, my little bubble, 50%. That's insane. But which obviously is not sustainable. But in a healthy market, things appreciate 1 to 2%. We're supposed to get 1 to 2% better next year. So when America as a whole is appreciating 3% and Colorado's better than the average state, we're appreciating at 4%, but we're supposed to get better than that for the next year, according to the National Association of Realtors. That's something to consider. Along with that, we don't know what interest rates are going to do. So while everybody's waiting for this piece of the puzzle to decrease in value, property value, so we're waiting for the economy just to do something. We're waiting for people to stop moving here. We're waiting for oil and gas to tank. We're waiting for marijuana to get legalized everywhere else because the 5% that brings into the Colorado economy, they're all leaving. So that means we're all effed because everybody's going elsewhere. I'm trying to throw out some ridiculous things that have to happen in order for our economy to see an absolute tank. But let's say property values neutralize, or let's say you're able to negotiate $30,000 that for a home that is comping around $400,000. So let's just say your loan value is at $400,000 and you lock in an interest rate of 4%. Over the lifetime of that loan, I had to make notes. Over the lifetime of that loan, you are going to pay $215,000 in interest. Now, you have to keep in mind, not everyone can pay cash, and to borrow money, it costs money. So you want to borrow cheap money. So if you're borrowing cheap money and interest rates are at a 4%, that beats the alternative of getting interest rates locked at 5%, because on a 30-year amortization, that's $373,000 paid over the lifetime of the loan. Now, everybody's got a different strategy on how they're paying the loans. I mean, maybe you do 7-year fix, whatever. But just in general, it's cheap money right now. So if you get cheap money and you buy a home at its value over the lifetime of the property, if you own it for 10 years, 20 years, I mean, it's just going to cost you a little bit less if you're able to lock in a rate for that amount of time. But my 2 cents on the market, I'm obviously rah real estate all the time. I think people should own as much real estate as possible, own investment properties. I flip homes too. I think flipping's great. I'm happy to be a resource to anybody wanting to get into the development game. My husband is also a real estate attorney. So he is a named partner of Davis. Oh my God, Davis. Daniel is the name partner in Cowan Hubbard in Franklin. So we would love to be a resource for anyone. This is Chelsea Franklin, Franklin team. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this very long video.